we're back. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to read and you're going to follow along, and we'll read a few pages, then you'll answer some questions, and then we'll have another video. All right? So I want you to be thinking of the big question. How can changes in rocks over time be explained by the rock cycle? Okay? I want you to also be thinking about how rocks are used by people, building sidewalks, streets, gravel, on the outsides of buildings, art, and then think about where we see them and where they can be found in nature. Obviously in the Earth's crust, in rivers, mountains, cliffs, hills. All right, so I'm going to read 52 and 53. Please follow along as I read. Okay, Earth's building blocks. You don't have to look hard to find rocks. They are all around you and under you too. Earth's crust is made up almost entirely of rocks. Mountains, hills, and cliffs are huge masses of rock that form landscape features. Pebbles in a stream bed are smooth, rounded rocks. Chunky bits of broken rock form the gravel on a country road. Rocks go into making sidewalks and streets. Slabs of rock cover the outside of many buildings. Indoors, pieces of rock often make up floors, walls, stairs, and countertops. Museums are good places to see rocks that artists have carved into sculptures. The polished stones in some types of jewelry are rocks that people wear. Those statues in that picture are just amazing. I can't imagine sculpting a statue like that. All right. Rocks and building blocks. Just what are rocks exactly? The caption under that photo says all the variety of rocks can be organized into 3 groups. That's pretty amazing. Rocks are naturally occurring materials made of solid, non-living substances called minerals. That is what rocks are made of. Think of minerals as the building blocks of rocks. Some rocks are formed from just one mineral. Most rocks, however, are combinations of 2 or more minerals. Minerals appear as different sized pieces or grains in rocks. Some rocks have very tiny mineral grains, giving the rocks a smooth, even texture. Other rocks have larger mineral grains and a rougher texture. Imagine hiking up a mountain and picking up rocks along the way. When you reach the top, you'll probably have quite a collection. Your rocks may have different colors and textures. Some may have stripes or layers. Some might be hard and others crumbly. Some have tiny grains where others have large grains that glitter when they catch the light. All this variety might seem confusing, yet geologists organize all rocks into just 3 classes or basic types, and they are igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. And we are going to learn about those. So I want you to look back at what are rocks. Where in the text can you find that information? I want you to look for a minute. And I hope you found it right up here at the top where it says rocks are naturally occurring materials made of solid non-living substances called minerals. Why, I wonder, do you think that rocks with larger grains have a rougher texture. If you think of it, if there were the grains were just little, it would be smoother. But if the grains or the pieces of rock are bigger, of course it's going to be a rougher feeling. All right. Now we're going to read. Nope, that's where we're going to stop, and then you're going to answer some questions, and then we'll move on to your next video. Silly me. I was wrong. I need to read one more page. All right. Page 54. Born from magma. Igneous rocks. There's the one category of rocks. Let's start with igneous rocks, the most abundant class of rocks on the earth, which means the largest group of rocks. Igneous rocks form when magma cools and solidifies. We learned that word solidifies, when it cools and hardens. So when you think of igneous rocks, think of volcanoes. There are two basic types of igneous rocks. One type forms from magma that erupts onto Earth's surface, such as lava. The lava cools and hardens into rock. The faster it cools, the smaller the mineral grains will be in the resulting rock. Obsidian is an igneous rock formed from lava that cooled very quickly. So quickly, there wasn't time for the minerals to form grains. In fact, I think it goes like straight lava into the ocean, and it cools so quickly, they call it black glass. As a result, obsidian is as smooth and shiny as glass. In fact, it is often called volcanic glass. Basalt is an igneous rock formed from lava that took longer to cool. Basalt is typically a dark-colored rock. It has fairly small mineral grains that give it a fine-grained texture. The second type of igneous rock forms from magma that solidifies below Earth's surface. Magma cools very slowly when it's deep beneath the surface. Slow cooling leads to igneous rocks with relatively larger mineral grains. The slower the cooling, the larger the grains. So if it cools fast, tiny grains. Cools slow, larger grains. Granite is a common igneous rock that forms from magma that cooled within the Earth's crust. Granite usually contains mineral grains that are large enough to see with the eye. And many people that have granite countertops, it will feel smooth. It's because it's polished, like rocks that are polished. If you felt it in its form before they polished it, it would feel rough because of the large grains. All right, we are going to stop there, and you're going to answer your questions.